Are we live yet?
I think we
Are
are.
we live yet?
We're live. All right, here we go.
You know, we've been getting a lot of questions from our clients asking us how much money they need to retire
Yep.
or if they have enough money to retire or, and asking us our opinion on that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Our subscribers who book calls with us are truly amazing. And the interesting part about it is some of them have a third, half, even $750,000 saved between investments and savings, and are like 61 or 62 years old, about to collect Social Security, and still are not sure if they have enough.
Yeah.
And we don't know because there's certain questions that they need to ask themselves and that we need to hear the answers to in order to ascertain if they've got enough money. And so let's talk about what those questions are. And then you want to stick around to the very end because we're going to give you the exact calculations that you need to figure out when enough is enough.
But first, let's introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Yes. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
Y'all know that on our channel, we talk about money. We talk about travel and retiring abroad as we build generational wealth. We help folks who are getting close to retirement age get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early. Yes. So let's get right to it.
So the first question you probably need to ask yourself is, what do you want your retirement life to look like?
Yeah, this is very, very important. And it's interesting to me because we have seen, well, there's Susie Orman, first of all, but then we've seen other YouTubers talk about, well, if you're 50 and you don't really have anything saved, you're going to have to lower your expectations on what you want your retirement to look like. And that may be true, but that may not be true, right? It depends on how much debt you have and everything else. Right. But when we say, what do you want your retirement to look like? What do you want to do every day? What is your daily life going to look like?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, is it, leasing yachts and flying first class all around the world?
Yeah, whether you have the money or not.
You don't do it now, so what makes you think you're going to really want to do it then?
Or, or do you want to, go out to fancy dinners every night, or do you prefer cooking? Do you want to travel? Do you prefer to travel, at DIY like we do? We book our own stuff, or do you have to do the tours, et cetera, et cetera? So what do you want your daily life to look like in retirement? Because that's going to dictate how much money you need. Unlike what Susie Orman says, which is that you need to base it upon your current income. That's not necessarily the case, because most of us in America spend a ton of money on crap, right? What's the second question they have to ask themselves?
Second question is, where are you going to be, or where are you going to live in your retirement?
Right. And this is important because you need to know what your expenses are going to be in that place. And more importantly, one of the things that Orman, who hates fire, hates, as she said, fire. One of her biggest things is if you retire, say at 50 years old or at 40 years old, and your family tends to live to 90 or 100 years, that's a lot of time for stuff to happen.
Yes.
And she's usually referring to medical things, right? And so if you stay in the United States, then you need to make sure that you have the proper insurance, that you have long-term care, that you understand what the maximum amount of out-of-pocket expenses are going to be with your insurance. Some insurance plans, it's max $20,000. Some insurance plans, it's max $100,000. That is the ACA as it exists today. You got to hope that the laws don't change and that 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, they get rid of that and max out of pocket is unlimited.
And y'all know how Congress is right now, right? I'm just saying.
So if max out of pocket for your insurance policy is $100,000, then you need to have that in the bank and never, ever touch it. That's number one. Number two, you need to have the best insurance, health insurance that you can get. So you have to have enough money to be able to afford that on a monthly basis, right?
Yes.
what other questions do you think we have to ask ourselves? I mean, what do you want your retirement to look like, and where are you going to retire? Those are probably the two major things.
Two major things. I mean, because it just has a lot on your spending.
Yeah.
And not so much savings, but your expenditures.
Yeah.
So you can survive.
Exactly. And that's the part that we never understood, that it wasn't so much what you made. I mean, at a certain point it is. If you're making minimum wage, then it's definitely what you make. But for the average person who watches this channel, it's not so much what you make, it's what you spend and how much debt you have. So one of the things, we were just talking to one of our clients earlier, and the biggest thing before you retire is get rid of that unsecured high interest debt.
Get rid of it.
Right? That's the main thing. All right. So let's go. Hey, y'all, we see you guys in the chat, and this is our Thursday short. So we're going to try to keep it short, but we see you, we love you. And it is all of our crew. Our crew is in the chat. So we love you. And we might have a chance to get to a couple of questions, but first let's go ahead and see about the calculations. So there's two ways to calculate how much money you are going to need. The first way is savings and investment. So you want to calculate your annual expenses.
But not your income.
Right. Not your income. Rick and I were making over $150,000 a year combined. Like I told y'all, we had six-figure job titles, but not six-figure money, right? That was not our income. But we were working hard.
I'm the boss. I ain't making boss money, but
I'm telling you, right? So calculate your annual expenses. You're going to multiply your annual expenses times 25. So for instance, if you believe that your annual expenses, and you need to be certain, are going to be $50,000 a year, for instance, then you will need $1.25 million in your investment accounts. That's assuming you are going to withdraw no more than 4% per year. And in lean years, like the stock market is doing now, I would say make that 3%. So make sure you have enough money in there so that you can withdraw the 3%, the 4%, and your principal, the money that's left in your investments, has enough to regenerate itself. And then you need a large emergency fund.
Large emergency fund, at least 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, that's what we suggest. Why? And that's in a semi-liquid account, something that is not going to be going up and down like the stock market. So if we look at the stock market from 2021 to today, it's already starting to go back up. At least that's what our accounts look like. They're going back up, and I'm amazed on how much we've gained back just in the last 2 months or so. But if we look at all of 2022, it was going down. If you are depending upon dividends and or withdrawing that money, and you kind of don't want to take out the whole 4%, maybe you take out 2% from there, and then you make up the rest from your emergency fund. So within 2 years, we can kind of expect the market to start going back up, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why we suggest 1 to 2 years of emergency funds and semi-liquid accounts. When I say semi-liquid, I mean maybe a CD, maybe part of it is in a 1-year CD and the rest of it is in a high yield savings account. We have 2 years living expenses in semi-liquid accounts right now that we kind of haven't had to touch.
Yeah, and I should say the large emergency fund is 1 or 2 years of living expenses.
Yes.
I didn't say the expense part, but
yeah.
I kind of assumed that you would know that.
And it says that on the slide.
And it says it on the slide. But I thought I'd say it.
Exactly. So the other way to calculate. The other way is savings and income driven. What do we mean by income driven? So a lot of folks figure out, they calculate the 1.25 million, for example, for the 50,000, but they don't consider their Social Security. If you're 35 years old and Social Security is 30 years away, I can't tell you. In my opinion, I think there would be a revolution in the United States. Obviously, this is for people who are from the United States. I think there would be a revolution in the United States if we got rid of or privatized Social Security. However, there's been some things that have happened politically that I would have said would have never happened in my lifetime.
Oh my God.
So never say never. However, if you are, 55, it's not going to happen in the next 7 years. It's not going to happen in the next 10 years. It's just not. There's too many people who are dependent on it. If anything, what they need to do is raise the minimum that they're taking out past 150,000 or 175,000, whatever that income level is. So you need to calculate, you need to keep in mind what income streams you have coming in. If you've got a pension, if you've got Social Security, if you have rental property, you need to take all of that into consideration. So you calculate your monthly expenses. Let's just say you decide your monthly expenses are going to be $2,500 per month. Okay. How much of that is coming from rental properties? How much is coming from pension? And how much are coming from a potential side hustle that you already have going and you can depend on because you know what you're doing, not something you're trying to get going. Oh, I'm going to go start a YouTube channel and it's going to pay for everything.
It might take a minute for your side hustle to start bringing you some income.
Right. When income streams exceed expenses by an amount that also includes putting money away in savings for splurges and things like that, then you know you have reached FI. So that also takes into account you have a large emergency savings. Now, you might not need as much. Let's say you have a duplex and you've got the two rental incomes coming in. We're saying a large emergency fund of maybe 7 months to 2 years in semi-liquid assets, because chances of both properties being, what was the word I'm thinking of? No tenants. No tenants at the same time for a long period of time is probably not going to happen. But one could be empty and you might need to cover that. So you want to make sure that you have enough leeway to cover those expenses, to cover any repairs that need to happen and all of those things. So that's why we're suggesting 7 months to 2 years expenses. Now that depends on, what kind of rental property you have or what those income streams look like, etc. Also take into consideration if your pension changes over time.
Right.
Like we know some people where they have, let's just say they're going to get $4,000 for 5 years and then it drops down to $2,000. Right. So take all of that into consideration. But the main thing is, and this is what people don't think about, once you have those monthly expenses covered, you're good.
You're good.
However, with your emergency fund, right? That means that you live within your means and that your expenses are a little less than what you're bringing in so that you have money to put aside.
Yeah, you don't want to even move to another place like Portugal,
where we live.
You don't want to move to a Portugal or a Mexico or somewhere where the expenses are less and feel that you have extra money now that you can spend more.
Yeah.
You don't want to get in it. And people do get caught up in that trap and they end up
going back
to
the United States or their home country and getting a job. And we do not want that for you.
No,
we do not. So, all right, let's go to the next slide. Now, there is another way. You can do a combination of the two, right? So you still calculate your monthly expenses and add up monthly income streams, which may include dividends or which may include a smaller withdrawal from your investment accounts. Maybe instead of taking 3%, you're just taking 1% out, okay? So you take 1% out in dividends, plus your rental properties or any other kind of income streams and a pension or Social Security and side hustle. So you can mix and match, but make sure that you do those calculations and that 1% is still going to leave enough money in your investment accounts to regenerate itself. So when those income streams, again, exceed expenses by an amount allowing for additional savings for splurges, etc., you are at FI. And it is as simple as that. You still need your large emergency fund.
Yes.
But you are at 5. You do not need $5 million saved. Like Susie Orman was saying, you need $600,000 put aside just for medical expenses. And that is if you retire at 65.
That's a damn shame.
The assumption is that you're going to live in the United States. And that's why we don't live in the United States, because even 600,000 really is not necessarily enough. There is no amount that is enough.
No.
If you get dementia, y'all have heard me talk about this before. If you get dementia and you need long-term care for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, facilities cost minimum $6,000 a month. You do the math. That $600,000 is going to be gone way before you transition home, most likely. 3 million, you can go through 2 million, 3 million, $4 million, and all your money would be gone, and leaving the spouse with nothing. So that is why we live in a place that has true universal health care, and we'd rather pay a couple more dollars in taxes than having to have, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 million saved and still not retire until 65 years old. So that is how you calculate whether you have enough money to retire. And if you have more questions, you can book a one-on-one call with us. Information is in the description below. We're going to take some questions, but this is for the folks who don't want to stick around for the questions. Also, today is like second to the last day in order to sign up for our online class where we go over that. We go over investing, how to start and grow a side hustle, how to do real estate investing responsibly, how to figure out all of this, your expenses, debt elimination, et cetera, et cetera. There is over 14 hours of video content, over 90 pages of action guide worksheets that you're going to get, over 30 different lessons in our online course called Beyond the Bling, Money Mindset Makeover for Financial Independence. So,
and it's all self-paced. So
yes, but
you can take your time.
You can take your time. We are starting the group coaching live Q&As day after tomorrow, Saturday, the 18th of February. So if you're watching this from the future, don't wait. Do not wait. I am putting the link in the chat right now, and I will run it on the screen as well. Here we go. Oh, that's to book a call. Sorry about that, y'all. And I hope I did the right thing.
But book a call because we like talking to you.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm going to take that book a call off. And so it's running down at the bottom. It's just simply ourblackutopia.thinkific.com to sign up for the course. The information or the course will drop on March 4th, but the live Q&As start this Saturday. So we're going to have 3 Q&As before it drops and then 1 more Q&A after it ends. It also comes with a private online community where Rick and I will be available indefinitely for you to ask specific questions within the community, and we will answer them. And with that, we love you guys. We will answer a couple of questions and then we will let you go. All right. If you've got a question, y'all know, put a Q in front of it. So, hey, 300,000.
Action VJ.
Hey, Action VJ. Yeah. If you have no debt, if you have a pension and you have $300,000 and you do not want to live in the United States, quit your job. Quit your job. Unless you want to live large. Quit your job. So Holly is in the chat. We see Maria, BP, Chandra, Rhonda, Christy, Bree, Greta. Hey there, sweetie. Nicole, Sarah, Deborah, Lucille. Hey, y'all. Krishan. Hola.
Hey, Krishan.
Hola. Southern Rose Tea. And Renee, Nubia Net, good to see you. Regina, good to see you. Life with Sister Spice. I like that. Hey, High Vibe. Crystal, Roslyn, good to see you. Luxury Vagabond. My peace. Didn't we just talk to you?
We just talked to you.
Didn't we just talk to you? Good to see you.
Good to
Hey,
talk to you
Tiz.
again.
All right. If you all have any questions, okay. So Greta took our challenge, and this course is based upon the challenge. We've actually added a lot to it since the challenge, a lot on money mindset, a lot on starting and growing a side hustle and other things. So, but she's like, take the course. Take the course. Once you guys go to our website, you'll see more testimonials from folks who took the challenge, and we took that information and we built upon it since it's self-paced, because it was a lot of information for 6 days, right?
Information for that short period of time.
Yeah, they were like, oh my gosh, okay, let me catch up. As a matter of fact, we just did our last one-on-one today that came with the early bird. For that. All right. So Christy G asked, is Beyond the Bling different from the Get Your Money Straight course? Some of it is the same information, but we've added to it. So if you took Get Your Money Straight, you still have access to that. It's past January 31st. You're welcome. You're welcome. But there's two main differences. We've added a lot about money mindset and making sure that you're changing your thinking so that, for instance, we had a friend who was talking about people refinancing their house to pay off debt. And then 3 years later, they were back in debt. So things like that. If you've got that straight, then maybe you don't need to take it again. We do have 2 people who were in Get Your Money Straight who are taking Beyond the Bling as well. The other thing is you have access to the material indefinitely. Right now, we're just promising for a year, but it's probably going to be indefinite. And you have access, private access to ask us questions within the Beyond the Bling community. We added a lot more information on side hustles.
Right.
So, this weekend, we're going to do another live coaching on side hustles. And so that will give you kind of an idea of the information that we have added.
We've been kind of walking people through their ideas on the side hustle. So it's not just you should get a side hustle. Here's a list of things maybe you should do.
Which is what most YouTubers do.
But we sit down, we have a conversation, find out your interests, find out your passions and different things that you'd like to do, and try to coach you in ways of how to think to get that way, to get to where you want to get, or the things that you want to do to help you create a side hustle.
A side hustle that fits your lifestyle.
That fits you.
Right?
Yes.
Like usually what I see on YouTube is, 5 side hustles that'll bring in $50,000 a year or something like that. And you look at it and you're like, I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Right.
And nor does it take advantage of the skill set and my passions, etc. And so we walk you through how to create a side hustle that fits you, your lifestyle. So like this is our side hustle, it's YouTube. So it ain't making no whole ton of money. But we have always been doing video production, editing, etc. We love doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's how we met. We met doing a project together, right? And so this fits our lifestyle. This is what we love doing and we would do for free and have done for free.
So we try to help find things that will fit your lifestyle, things that will make you happy and stay motivated to build and do.
Right.
Side hustle.
In the year 2023. And we say that because a lot of folks think about getting a loan to start a business. Not in 2023. We ain't doing that. We are not getting into debt and then having more stress on how you're going to pay that back to make money. There's different ways to do it. There's better ways to do it. And that's what we go through. So you can book a one-on-one call and help us do it to help you do that, or you can, for a lot less money, just take Beyond the Bling. And so let's see what Eva's talking about. Hey, Miss Eva's Closet. Sounds like a new name. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome. I have 2 side hustles, writing and reselling. Currently taking a break from both because I downsized some more. And that's another thing. So when you find a less expensive place to live, maybe instead of having, then you maybe have time to build a YouTube channel if that's what you want to do. And maybe instead of having 10 clients, you only need 2. So that's why we say, where are you going to retire is so important. And how do you want to live? Do you have ADHD and you need to be busy all the time and you want to go from this to this to this to this to this? Okay. But if you don't, and you want rest days and taking naps in the afternoon.
I haven't taken a nap in the afternoon.
I've taken a nap. I've taken a nap.
I just sit and nod off in the chair a little bit.
Then maybe, leaving the United States is what you want to do. Look, you guys know, we're going to say this and let you go because I don't see any more questions. We are on a mission to get every thoughtful Black person out of the United States. The United States does not deserve you. It does not deserve your hard work. It does not deserve your brilliance. It does not deserve your compassion and that beautiful spirit that you have. It just doesn't. All it does is oppress us and kill us. And they want us to work until we die. And we're here to tell you there is a better way. Life is too short.
Too short.
So with that, we love y'all. And we will see you on Sunday. Unless you take Beyond the Bling, then we'll see you on Saturday.
And I'm doing
oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Let's plug that right. Let's plug that right quick. So Rick, Rondell from the Yarbros, who else? Cortez from Move Abroad and Thrive. Lamar from Lamar and Angela are going to be on HND Abroad YouTube channel. They took our challenge, and after the challenge, they started their side hustle, which is their YouTube channel. So they're having this all men talk about
all men that moved from abroad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about that. So it's going to be an all men special this Saturday. I don't know what time their time, but our time is 7 p.m. So that would be 2:00 Eastern time.
I think so.
2:00 Eastern time on Saturday.
All right. We'll be posting it and stuff too.
Yeah, we'll post a link to it and all of that in the post. All right, y'all. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, one more question. Okay, Victor, we'll answer you.
Hold on.
Wait, where is it? Oh, I need to tell my husband. Yes, luxury vagabond. Definitely. Where is that? Where did that question? Okay. I'm applying for the D7. Do I need a Portuguese guarantor? It depends. So if you're talking about a guarantor for an apartment, not necessarily. We didn't have one. And our landlord did not require one. Yeah. He did require 2 months rent in advance plus a deposit. So that's what we did. So it all depends. Other than that, no. Yes, a broad talk, Action BJ. So you got to be there.
It's going to be fun.
I mean, because Cortez is going to keep you laughing.
Yeah, Cortez will have you cracking up.
So, and Rondell's funny too.
Rondell is seriously fun. Exactly. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to, and there's another brother on it. I've never met him though.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So we're sorry we can't remember your name because we haven't met you, but it's going to be great. And with that, we'll let y'all go. All right. Goodbye for real now.
See ya.
Bye.